is a first-person survival horror game that seems to be heavily inspired by Deus Ex. You start the game by choosing your male or female character. You're an experiment, and then things go wrong. The space station you're living in is overrun by aliens, and guess who they're after? You, of course. The game starts out pretty interesting and terrifying. There are mimics around. This is all you know. And at first, all you have to fend for yourself is a wrench, and these mimics, they can be anywhere, as they take the shape of random items in the world. Randomly running into them was terrifying and made for many great jump scare moments. Honestly, a wrench and mimics is all this game needed, but it didn't stop there. It tried to do too much, and the game becomes a boring drag because of it. The game reminded me a bit of Deus Ex and Bioshock, mostly on the Deus Ex side though. There are neuromods around the world that you can pick up to unlock new skills. These skills include the basics like being able to lift large objects, increase your health, or be able to hack locked doors. And you have to choose carefully because these skills are expensive, and neuromods practically hardly exist compared to the prices. Made even more ridiculous when you unlock even more mimic type skills from scanning enemies later on in the game. It's just too much for how little the game pays out. Speaking of too little to go around, health and pretty much everything else. It doesn't matter which difficulty you play this game on, it's gonna be brutal. Enemies are sponges even against fully upgraded guns. They do insane damage, and the food you find around only gives about 5 health, which is nothing. Medkits are extremely rare and your health only regenerates to around 30, so you're gonna die a lot. You can recycle trash at machines for materials or use recycle bombs for materials and then use these materials to craft medkits and ammo. But still, these items are all over the place and it doesn't necessarily make medkits or ammo extremely accessible. They're still rare even with this crafting machine. No worries, you can just stealth around enemies, sort of, because they have magnets in their head. The game tricks you into believing they're attracted to noise because of certain lure bombs you can use, but this is a lie. I know this is a lie because there's one mission in particular where you have to collect voice samples. One part of this mission challenges you to stay alive while a song plays. After hiding in the room the song plays and failing, I thought, okay, clearly these enemies are attracted to the noise. I'll click play and run down the hall and hide away from the room. I did this and guess which room the enemies came to? Not the one the song was playing, the one I was in just sitting there waiting for me to enter their line of sight so they could attack me. And this waiting thing happens a lot. They won't move, they'll sit there and wait until they can see you. It's annoying and immersion breaking. The game has its moments. It's surprisingly varied considering you're stuck in a space station. It's fun and thrilling at times running from enemies while you try to find key cards and information to progress. But it's also just as annoying since the game is inconsistent with telling you where to go to progress. Sometimes your location is marked on the map, sometimes you have to just feel your way around searching everything while dealing with monsters. The game also has a few progression bugs that'll cause you to back in and out of a save, which isn't too bad since you can save at any time you'd like. There's also some performance issues if you play too long. The inventory and weapon wheels will start to lag. But bugs aside, Prey ultimately suffers from imbalance. There's far too few materials, health, or ammo for how spongy and excessive enemies are in this game. They become a nuisance instead of a scare. I could easily see this being a game of inserted